All right, it's truth time, wine drinkers. How many times have you walked into the liquor store or looked at the drink menu at a restaurant with confidence that you knew exactly which wine you wanted to drink, but then quickly realized you really don't know anything about California versus French Chardonnay? Fear no more. The podcast you didn't even know you needed premieres this week, and Joanne Dixon spoke with the ladies behind Better with Wine.
Have you ever loved something so much, yet you really know next to nothing about it? Well, if you're like me, you find yourself wandering down the wine aisle, overwhelmed before finally just picking something based on the label. But lucky for us, a new podcast is here to teach us all about wine. From the Better with Wine podcast, I'm so happy to welcome Gracie Peter and Elena Vorndren Hatfield. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
Hey, of course.
So now, when it comes to wine, you two, you know your stuff. Gracie, I'll start with you. Can you tell us a bit about your background and your love affair with wine?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I started in the industry 4.5 years ago, learning about wine at a local wine bar in Louisville. And I pursued that passion with wine that they instilled in me and am now a certified sommelier. I've been studying pretty much ever since I started learning about wine. And I continue to work in the industry, and I think wine is a very beautiful thing. It brings people together, and I think it's something you can learn from. You can learn from it constantly, and that's probably one of my favorite things about it. 100%.
I agree with you that wine is a beautiful thing. I agree.
Yeah.
And Elena, what about you?
I would say my love affair, I guess, kind of began when I was little. I know it sounds like, with the drinking age and whatnot, but it's just been a part of my family's, I guess, culture and whatnot. And so I loved wine, I guess, yes, tasting a little bit every now and then when I was little, but really started a couple of years ago when I moved here to Louisville and started working at a wine bar. And that's when I really dove in and started learning about all the really amazing information about it. I've been in the industry for over 10 years and I never really hit wine until we moved to Louisville. And it's just been game over ever since. I have been studying. I study all the time. I received my intro level certification a couple years ago, or about 1.5 years ago, and I'm studying to receive my certified sommelier of wine, certified specialist of wine, excuse me. So CSW, it's a different certification than Gracie, so we can have a couple of different realms of knowledge for the podcast. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And I got to ask, okay, so when you're studying wine, is there taste testing involved?
Yes.
This sounds like, I was going to say, this isn't, I might have went into the wrong field.
Not all the time. It's definitely a lot of reading and geography, but yes, tasting is an aspect as well.
That is awesome. And Elena, you initially came up with the idea for the podcast. What inspired this idea?
So I like listening to podcasts, and I like, when I study, I need to have not just book information or visuals. I also need a teacher to teach me certain things or break down some complicated concepts in simpler ways. And I didn't have that when I was studying for my intro level. Obviously, it's intro level, so it sounds really simple, but there are some weird concepts. And I mean, as I'm sure everybody understands now, that's why this podcast is actually beginning, that there are some weird concepts or vocabulary that I just wish I had a little bit better understanding or someone to break it down for me. And so there was nothing out there like that was super basic that I was looking for. And I was like, I just want to have someone doing this for me. And as I kind of helped with my employees and whatnot, it kind of clicked with how I could explain things. So I'm like, maybe we should just do it.
Yeah.
I love that you were wanting someone to break it down for you, and now you're here to break it down for us. That's awesome. And Gracie, what can listeners expect with the podcast?
Yeah, so our first couple of episodes are going to go over just basic wine terminology and how we are going to taste wine in the episodes. And then our first season, we're going to be covering those kind of styles of wine that you all have heard of: Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir, Cabernet. And each episode will really hone in on a specific variety, such as Pinot Noir, and we'll cover what you can expect to taste, how you can shop for it. We'll actually be tasting 2 wines side by side that you'll know about ahead of time, so you can taste with us. And we're doing fun facts, trying to keep it light and lively.
A little quiz.
Yeah,
we'll be a little interactive.
Yeah, it's going to be we're really excited. It's going to be educational and fun and hopefully really easy to listen to.
That is awesome. Okay, now I have to ask this because like I am a lover of wine, but I don't know nearly what I should about it. What are your thoughts on like wine blends or like wine cocktails? Are you like a purist about
I
wine?
love it. No, we are open-minded about everything. Wine cocktails are
No
some of
judgments.
my favorites. Yes.
Yeah.
And we don't just drink wine. We drink other things. Beer, sake.
I mean, you could see my bar back there. We drink everything.
Yes. Wine is just our number one passion, and we like
It's
to.
what we decided to dive into to learn a lot more about.
Yeah.
But we drink everything.
Absolutely.
I love that. And so for all of us wine lovers wanting to learn more, where can we listen to your podcast?
We are going to be pretty much anywhere that you listen to your podcast. So that's going to be Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Deezer, etc. Yeah, we're going to be everywhere. So we also will have our own website, and if you care to go on the website only, and we'll have our episodes there as well.
Awesome. I can't wait to listen. Suddenly I'll be able to even pronounce the names of wines correctly.
Perfect.
Yes, you
I'm a
will.
hot mess. I really am. I'm just like, red and white.
This podcast is perfect for you.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Pleasure. Thank you for
Appreciate it.
having us.